Hi everyone, it's March 2016. Let's take a look at your alchemy scope. You are an embodied reflection of Source. You are thus infinitely empowered, abundant, and a co-creator with your context always. You are an alchemist. Divination works because the web of life is intelligently organized with coordinated and storied agency. Let's take a look at the stories playing out now. Hi everyone. So let's look at the story, the symbology that is informing this Pisces new moon solar eclipse cycle. Okay, the Sabian symbol for this March 8th, March 9th new moon solar eclipse, as we start the eclipse season, as we move into a month where we begin our, we go through the equinox and we begin a new zodiac cycle. Indeed, it feels like a kickoff. The real kickoff for 2016, for this game-changing year. And here we have a fascinating and feels like a perfect symbol, a master instructing his disciple. Now I'm recording this after I've done all of the readings, and you will see that the teacher card came up again and again in the spreads over the course of this month, and it's fascinating. Some of the keywords for this symbol are education, knowledge, but also initiation. And indeed, it does feel like we are moving through an initiatory period where we are, the stove is heating up and we are coming to a boil. And things are going to be moving fast this year. And we are going to be asked to mature quickly, as we have been, but it's becoming exponential now, the requirement, the obligation. So it is an initiation, everyone, and this is going to be a game-changing year. And so let's take a look. Let's move on to the individual signs and see what is it that's coming up for each of us individually in this very dynamic month. Hi everyone, it's March 2016. Let's take a look at your alchemy scope. Cancer, welcome. Here we are. We're approaching spring, and in fact we'll move through our spring equinox over the course of this Pisces new moon cycle, which is exciting. A new season, a new season. So let's go ahead and pull up your hexagram, your theme, the understory for this Cancerian cycle. This is just for Cancers. So I'm going to build your I Ching hexagram by using coins. Each side of the coin has a value. Here you have 2 tails, which are worth 2 each, and 1 head. That gives us a value of 7. 7 is a solid line. I'll lift this up so that you can see the form of your hexagram when I'm completed here. And I'll show you the coins too. So I'm just using, you can use any coins. I'm just using my 50p, so heads and tails. I happen to have 3 50p coins left from my ventures overseas. So this was perfect for the I Ching. So Cancer, what is your second line in your hexagram? So here we have the same 2 tails and a head. Okay. Cancer. All right. Interesting. What are we building for you? We have 3 solid lines so far for you. When it's all solid, when it's solid throughout, when each of the 6 lines are solid, That's the first hexagram in the I Ching. It's number 1, creative power. So here we have 2 heads and 1 tail, which has a value of 8, and that is a broken line there. Let's see what we have for Cancer. So as you can see in the background, we have green again. California's been going through a very severe drought. Recently we've had rains, and the earth is so very responsive to it. It's been quite something. And so now it's just verdant. There's green everywhere. All right. It's a happy Gaia, that's for sure. So here we have 2 tails, which are have a value of 2 each, and 1 head, okay, which has a value of 3. So Cancer, if you're familiar with the I Ching, there's 2 sets of lines, broken and solid. And then, in addition to that, there are what's called transforming lines. So there's transforming broken and transforming solid. So essentially there's 4 kinds of lines: simple lines and transforming lines. Here you have 3 heads. So that's worth 3 each, and that's a value of 9. And that is a solid line. So here we go. So I'm gonna draw it, and then I'll show it to you. So the bottom is Chien, the bottom trigram, I should say. And the top trigram is here. So here is the image of your hexagram for this particular cycle. Cancer, welcome. So I have shuffled, and I am going to pull a different spread this month. This is going to be an 8-card spiral spread, and we're going to look at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the month. This Pisces March 8th, March 9th, new moon, solar eclipse cycle, this monthly cycle. And we're going to see what's coming up beginning, middle, end, and also some of the intricacies within the month. So let's see what's going on here. Wow, interesting. Cancer. Beautiful. Okay, let's take a look. So, yeah, okay. So at the beginning of the month, this is what I see, Cancer. It seems like for a lot of you, now again, this is a general reading. So when I do these readings, these are meaningful, they're relevant, because we are all tapped into certain storylines. And so we're tapping into the Cancer-centric trajectory set. And for those of you with Cancer-centric scopes, natal horoscopes, you're going to feel some of this. Now, these are general, so not everybody's going to be tapped into what I'm talking about here. Now, at the beginning of the month, there is some difficulty that you're going to be experiencing with regards to what's happening, with regards to the synchronicities that are playing out for you. And they're going to be strong. And you might find yourself kind of becoming a bit of a recluse or a hermit, kind of tucking in for safety to weather some of the intensity of the storm. Now, these eclipses are juicy, they're powerful, they always are, but this is 2016, and this is a game-changing year. This is a different storyline. We're talking life is changing as we know it, and we are jumping into a deeper story, and it's intense. It's going to be an intense year, and you're sensitive inherently. And so, yes, you could have some difficulty at the beginning of the month with what's happening, with the power of what's happening, and you might want to be hiding, right? That's not, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Now, the beginning of the month, though, it looks like at the middle of this cycle of this March 8th to approximately April 7th, April 8th cycle, you are going to sense more of a feeling of coming out, and maybe you were freed up over the course of this intense time frame at the beginning of the cycle, and the freeing is creating more juice for an adventure. So indeed, you could either decide, perhaps even spontaneously, to go on some adventure for some of you. Some of you could be accessing the juice and the fire and the connection to your desire set about, wow, I want to come out to play. I am freer now. As I've said in at least one of the other scopes, you know, we are becoming freed of karmic patterns, of deep storylines that are millennia old, that are ancient, that are forever. And it might be that you do go through a delicious freeing at this time. So you're marinating, you're working on the powerful energies at play. It's somewhat difficult, but you're freed. And maybe the middle of the cycle, you do in fact have more motivation for an adventure. And indeed, some of you might choose to do that. And look at the next card. I mean, at the end of the month, a lot of you are going to be feeling a sense of freedom. That's what this is all about, this time frame, this year. 2016 is about the necessity for the deepest alignment to self, because indeed, things are being untied, and we can feel like we're floating, and it can feel a bit scary. So the freedom is fantastic. It's needed, but it also can be a little bit scary. In fact, look at this. The fear card is coming up next. So we'll take a look at that. So freedom, you are going to have a sense, an experiential sense, Cancer. A lot of you at least, at the end of the cycle of a newfound freedom. Delicious. Now, I guess an obstacle for you over the course of the cycle is some fear that's coming up with regards to things that are being detached, with the things that are cleansing. There is a purging going on with all of us, with our psyches, with our bodies. You know, it could be that your body's going to be talking to you in a different way. Certainly your mind is talking to you in a different way. That's a given. So there are things leaving you. It could be relationships as well, but your mind, your psyche is shifting and changing like exponentially every moment. And it can be frightening. Even though it is freeing, it's deeply frightening because we feel like we're not connected or not tethered to anything that we know anymore. So some of the purging that's going on with thoughts, beliefs, feelings, relationships, situations, circumstance, events, things, it can be scary. So that's going to be, for you, Cancer, a little bit of an obstacle over the course of this cycle. Now, what you need to change, what you need to know and understand is now is a time. So there's a powerful uprooting. You're having a sense of adventure. You're ready for freedom. You're feeling freedom. There's a little fear there. That's the obstacle. So there's fear coming up. But what you need to understand is this chaos or whatever's coming up is a time to dream, to imagine, and to envision. This is about recalibration at the deepest foundational levels, and you can create the life that you want. We're stepping into our power. We're remembering our power in a new way. So this is the time. It's the juicy time to imagine what it is you want for yourself. Now look at this, Cancer. I mean, if this isn't really amazing, because the adventure card is also coming up, but this is your desire. you're going to have, at least again, this is a general reading, but a lot of Cancers out there are going to have, perhaps, the maybe card is coming up, but perhaps you're thinking, yes, I might indeed decide to go on a trip. I might indeed decide to move overseas. You're thinking about it. You're considering it. Maybe yes. Maybe yes. Maybe I'll do that. So you're considering doing that. So your hope is that there's possibility, perhaps it's possible to live far away. Perhaps it's possible to go visit for an extended period somewhere far away. Perhaps the adventure is possible. Now this is gorgeous because it's coming from, like, the hope is stemming from this dream imagined. So what you need to understand is this is a time to dream. And what indeed a lot of you are doing is you're activating that this month because this is coming up. That's gorgeous. It's really exciting, Cancer. So the action to take for you is to ground yourself, remain balanced, mind, body, spirit. This is a time, Cancer, to remain balanced. Be the eye of the storm. Meditate, ground, walk barefoot on grass, connect with the earth. And it's interesting because obviously this card, she is walking barefoot on the earth. She is walking barefoot on grass. She's up on a wall, but she is walking barefoot on grass. And indeed, it might be that that's exactly what you need to balance yourself this month. Stay grounded, because otherwise the releasing and the freedom that's happening, the detachment from karmic stories, that was comfortable and known. Even though it might have been miserable, it was comfortable and it was known. So now we're untethered, and now it's chaos and there's some fear, and you know, it's like there's pure potentiality. It's like, okay, that's the action to take. You need to keep yourself balanced. Okay, so let's take a look. Look at this. I mean, Cancer, this is one of the best readings I've seen so far for this month, because this month, the likely outcome for a lot of you is about meaningful new birth. Something new is coming into being for you. Something new is coming into your life. Your life is becoming anew in a very big, very powerful way. Really beautiful, Cancer. Yeah, very huge, beautiful. Okay. So let's see what else we have for you this month. Cancer, Cancer, welcome. So let's take a look. What is it that wants to be matured through you this month? What is the growth edge for you over the course of this powerful 2016 Pisces new moon cycle? What is it that's asking to be attended to, seen, matured? Cancer. Cancer, Cancer. Oh, this is an interesting one. No need to be afraid of this word. So exorcist is coming up. This is, interestingly, the shadow attributes, Cancer, are fear of facing your own demons. So it's time for you to face your own demons. Cancer, so my camera cut off, actually, as I was reading this, which is interesting, yeah, because this is exorcist, which is about facing fears. So let me finish reading this to you. Cancer, it does appear that over the course of this cycle, this is about facing your own fears, your own demons, and it's about freeing yourself. It's about evolving into freeing yourself and others from destructive impulses. It's a little bit glary where I'm situated, but you can see that. So this is your message for this month, Cancer. This is about you freeing yourself. It's about getting clean and clear. The year is like that for all of us, but for you, it's time. It's time to get free. It's time to really own your stuff, get clear on your fears, go deep, face it. Okay? So let's take a look at what else we have for you this month. Cancer, this month it is optimal for you to embody and become Medicina. Medicina is number 58 of Penny Slinger 64 Dakini Oracle. I am the wisdom of the green, the transmission in the spores, purveyor of encoded wisdom of ancient earth and galactic futures. Unlock the secret codes, prepare to die to be reborn, dissolve all you know, become one with universal wisdom. I dissolve all myths of separation. The affirmations, Cancer, for you are these. I realize that I am a part of everything, and everything is part of me. I can heal myself by listening to the universe within and offering it what it needs to balance its system and attune to the natural mystic order. Beautiful. I send you so much love and support, and I will see you on the other side of this month. Talk to you soon. Bye.